beautiful thing to be a part of. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, listen, you not finna be cutting your onions in here today, bro. You ain't finna have me crying. They be like, man.
I just like to see the good people win.
Now he got the light-skinned dude crying.
I thought it was a light skin thing to do, cry.
No, everything Ghost fought for to show that we was tough, about to get washed away right now with Head Crack's intro. But thank you, though.
You know, but there's a lot of like light-skinned people on the rise who are like, you know, really representing it, like far as like the thuggery.
Right.
Shout out to Regis Prugraves, who's gonna be fighting this weekend.
There we go.
On the Triller joint. Dude is a knockout king.
Absolutely.
At 140 pounds. But I hear that people are 140 pounds. Like, how are you 140 pounds as an adult? But like, you know, but yo, he throw them hands.
He got them hands.
He's putting it on.
All right, man. When we have people like you come up here, we like to do something called the biggest intro ever.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and honor you, give you your flowers with the biggest intro ever. I'm gonna go into you all right? Don't start that. Oh yeah. Here you go. There you go. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is about
there you
to
go.
be
Yeah,
epic.
this is a thing.
She got out of
right?
her chair to do it.
No, because we got to make sure we have our hype buttons on deck, all right, when we give you these things. So if y'all hit them, that was super loud. So if y'all hit them, it's all good, because it's crack. It's all good. Let me turn this music down. We don't want any music when it's time for the biggest intro ever. Everybody's hype button is working perfectly. All right, we're about to talk about Action Park, hence why I changed the shirt. You know what I'm saying? I had to put on a fun shirt.
For those who can't see it because it's radio, it says thank you for being a friend, but it's the women from the Golden Girls, and they're dressed on there like the turtles from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. It's dope.
There we go. Now, all those are streaming. We actually streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and I think that's it. But this will also be on our Roku TV, Amazon Prime, and what else we on? Apple TV channels, all right? So y'all get ready. All right, the biggest intro ever. He's a personality on the national TV show Dish Nation. We know that, front man of the Morning Hustle syndicated morning show. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the nitty gritty of things. 1/3 of the world famous Bodega Brothers, king of the flow and go, master of the visual rap art. That means when he says something, you can see it, damn it. He is an online game show host. Regis Philbin has nothing on this man. A certified hyena. Sway in the morning's words, not mine. This guy was resurrected 2 more times than Jesus of Nazareth. He is a dope father, a ridiculously genuine human being. A guy I would pick to hang out with at any fight weekend in Vegas. There's a story behind this. He interviews your favorite rapper all while he's their favorite rapper.
Oh.
The man went from homelessness to in your homes through radio, TV, and speakers. Head Crack is in the building.
Woo! I feel like I should leave because I want to meet the guy he was talking about. Yo,
right in front of me.
That was a big intro.
Thank you, man. You use it anytime on any album you pull out.
Done and done. Ripping the audio now.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Head Crack is here. You dropped a 10-song movie. Do you want to call it a opus? What is it? Album. I'm calling it a movie because not just the visuals. When I listen to these songs, it's giving me T.I. Still Ain't Forgave Myself vibes, DMX's Damien trilogy, Meek Mill's Tony Story trilogy. Those are the types of things I see. Even Biggie's Give Me the Loop, because when I listen to the songs, you're actually building a story, and I like it. Even though you jumped off with Bad News.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yo, thank you for not only listening to the album, but paying attention to the details. Because the thing is, like, you know, a lot of times in the music space, people do music, and it's like, what can we do in the music space right now? So you do a song, you have a whole bunch of things that are just like trendy for the moment, but what's the shelf life on that?
Right.
You know, you could either make music that could last a long time, like things that come in a Chef Boyardee can, or you can make stuff that ages like guacamole, which starts turning brown and green immediately. Like, it was
never a good color for food.
So I wanted to have these like collections of songs, vibes, and experiences that would still matter in 10 years, 15 years, hopefully 20 years.
Right.
And, you know, and just tell my story along the way. So thank you so much for receiving that, for real.
Absolutely, man. I love the visuals behind it. Even on Bad News, the one I caught first, the white girl song, it brings me different places. I'm going to tell you that. So how are we able to pull these visuals off during a pandemic where you really can't get out?
So here's the crazy thing. So a lot of things I started working on before the pandemic. Got the ball rolling. You know, got with some directors. You know, I came up with most of the treatments myself, but the directors, you know, shoot, they edit, they got the eye. And then when the pandemic hit and I needed to finish the visuals, I didn't really feel comfortable going nowhere. But, you know, here we are, 2021. I got my shots now. I feel like a dog. I'm spayed. I'm neutered.
Right.
I got my stuff.
You can hit the streets safely.
Yeah, you know, no raw face in the streets, but, you know, amongst other people who've got their shots, you're good.
Right.
But so I started trapping out the crib. I shot a bunch of videos in my crib. I had one room that I gutted out. I made it my, like, art and visual video room.
Okay.
Shot, learned how to edit better. Because I've always been an editor, but I learned how to edit better. Like, I want to compete.
You honed in on that skill.
Yeah, you know, because, hey, it's, you know, people will charge you the Chappelle price for things. You remember, like, in season 3, when he went to go get a haircut, it was like $500? He was like, yo, he's on the radio, he's on Dish Nation, saw on TV last night. Yo, I need an edit. Yeah, that'd be $1,500.
I was just talking about that. I was watching Narcos yesterday, and the publicist was like, we could do a logo for you, too. It's $100,000. And dude was like, cool. It's because he had it.
It'd be
But
like
I feel
that,
you
man.
right, man. Right now, we were Head Crack. We're talking about this incredible body of work that he's put together with Action Park. And like I said, it takes me on a ride, and I don't want to sound like, you know, cookie cutter roller coaster ride, but it really does. Like, you start off with a story about your life with bad news, leaving you wanting more, and then you're going up and down with these party songs, and you always got a crazy wordplay. And I'm just enjoying it as a fanatic of the hip hop art. I'm enjoying every song.
Well, thank you very much, man. And the thing is, like, I wanted to create something where you can close your eyes and you can see what was going on in my world. And also tell my stories, because the thing is, there's a bunch of people who I respect as rappers, but, like, you know, you don't love them as much as you should because you don't know anything about them. So I wanted to get that out the way, right out the, you know, straight out the gate.
Yeah.
Like, yo, here's who I am. Here's where I came from. Here's how I did it. You could do it too.
Yeah.
And here's some crazy stories along the way. I think the best example I always give is, like, Royce the 5'9". It's been one of my favorite rappers for a long time, but it wasn't until his last 2 or 3 albums where, like, he started giving you pieces of his life open up to where you realize, whoa, this is what forged the animal that you're hearing.
Right.
And now you connect to him more and you understand him. So I wanted people to understand me out the gate, because people get me all mixed up. They think I'm the guy from TV and I'm happy and I'm nice all the time. I'm like, nah, I used to fight a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
The man got locked up for hopping the gate, for God's sakes. We got to talk about these things, right? Right. Like, I just like the openness, the honestness, man, the vulnerability on the album. Like I said, my favorite songs come from just like that, when people are giving you their life. That's actually what made me a fan of Tip's music, because of songs like that. It Still Ain't Forgave Myself, and the first song he had on our series where he, like, opened up about himself, and that's what you're doing, man. And I knew, hanging with you, I was like, I could, like, hang out with this guy. You watch you know, you listen to you, because we bumped into each other, like, you know, in passing at the job a lot. But listening to you, I be like, he looks like a dude we could probably go get a burger or something. You know what I mean?
Doubt.
And then we actually did it.
And I hate that it took, like, how long did we work in the same building forever before
long.
we
It's like
eventually,
half a
like,
decade.
actually hung out in a place?
Right. And then it wasn't even there. It was in Vegas, of all places.
But, yo, the Vegas trip was, like,
It was crazy.
it was most of our last trips.
It really
Because it was
was.
right before the other shoe hit the ground on COVID.
Right.
Like, I feel like some of us got, like, COVID-18 while we was in Vegas. You know what I mean?
We probably
'Cause I came
did.
back, I had a little different cough, but I was good.
Right.
But
I
it
developed
was a
asthma
vibe.
somehow. I don't know how, it never happened before that. Right now we're Head Crack, and with my beautiful co-host Miss Juicy, baby.
That's right. At least you said it halfway right this time.
Beautiful co-host Miss Juicy, baby.
No, beautiful co-host, Miss Juicy Baby.
If you hear that harp, that means you've been blessed by the vocals of Miss Juicy. We also got Bevie Stitch, young Cubile. What's up,
First,
Bevie?
You know, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Right now, we got Head Crack, our very special guest, man. He's talking about Action Park. Why was it a reason for picking 10 songs?
Initially it was 9, and then during the pandemic, you know, as an artist, you record, you have all these different songs, you want to get everything, because, like, if you would know the songs that didn't make Action Park, and who were on the songs,
now I want the
that didn't
unreleased
make
Action Park.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, you know, when you're like, let's say if you're preparing a dinner and you decide to go, I'm going Mexican tonight. I got tacos, I got empanadas, you know, and if somebody shows up a short rib, it's like, wait a minute.
You know,
it
it's
doesn't
delicious,
fit here.
but it doesn't go.
We love it. But
Right.
yeah, so some of that stuff will be on the next project. But so it started out with 9 songs, and then I added Thanks for the Ride, because, like, you know, while I was making, Action Park came together because I had this long 20-song album, right? And I played it for a good friend of mine named Garnett Reed. And Garnett Reed was a industry veteran, radio legend dude who, like, you know, helped a lot of people on their careers. He's from Queens. He listened to my album. He's like, yo, you can spit, you dope, but listen, people don't like to think that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like some of these songs are like 5 minutes. You gotta, like, you know, come on, man. You got
16s on there, man.
Yeah, you gotta trim it down a little bit. Maybe make some of these songs 3 minutes or so. Right. And then so like I reapproached the project with the, you know, with this notes, and it was starting to come together. And then Garnett Reed died. Oh man. And like, you know, so I was ready to take it over the same way Dre and Snoop took it over, except he didn't rap, but he understood the science of rap. Yeah. And he passed away like right around the time I was finishing the project. So I was like, you know, being I got more time, I was like, yo, let me add one more record on here. And that record ended up being Thanks for the Ride. Shout out to Chocolate is singing on the hook. And it's just a celebration of all the people in life who get you to point A to point B, whether they're here or not. You know, like the people who like meant the most to you and that are no longer here to celebrate the things you got going on. Right. So, you know, I wanted to salute them in that way. So shout out to Garnett Reed, shout out my man Side One, shout out my Uncle Justice, and you know, my moms who didn't get a shout out because she passed too after Action Park was done. And I didn't want to group her in with other people. Like I got a joint that I did for my mom that I can't even bear to listen to because it hurts. It really hurts.
Definitely.
But I'm making it my, like, in the next 2 weeks, I'm making it my goal to finish that record and see it all the way through because the raps is there, but I'm trying to make the song cry.
You're putting
like I'm trying to put a choir on it and make it big because because my mom's was dope. Yeah, as everybody's mom is, right? And I just want my mom to feel it in the heavens. Yeah, and I wanted to have the energy that my mom has and just like really, really make it reflect her. So like when I finish this record, I don't care if I ever rap again after that, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But I just really want to do that for her, so I'm going to finish that up. But
I care if you rap again.
Yeah.
I need it. So I'm feeling everything you saying. I wasn't trying to make like this situation.
Okay.
Sometimes we laugh to keep from crying.
Right.
For real.
I care. Right now, we talking about Head Cracks Journeys. Action Park is crazy. I need you guys to check it out right now. The visuals are ridiculous. So, man, and you just kind of talked about how you put those together and the things that went into it. So it's dope. It's super dope, man. I just wanted to say that. Now, you're talking about this next journey with this song that you're putting together. And I know I'm going to kill this name. You went on your ayahuasca. Did I say it wrong?
You nailed it. Hit
I
the
did
button
it.
for that, man.
Hit my button. Thank you. You know what they were ready for? You know why she looks so disappointed right now? They were ready to hear this sound right here. You heard that little chime in the background? When you hear that, that means I have slayed a word in the most ridiculous way possible, and that's not how you say it.
If it was a pronunciation bee, you won.
There we go.
You said that because I've seen some people say Ayahuasca,
Are you risky?
Akuta Matata, you know what I'm saying? But yo, you nailed it, Reece.
That sounds like a Spanish dish. Now I'm a little hungry. Ayahuasca, you went on this journey. Now, when I saw the post on Instagram, you scared me, bro. Because he was like, I almost died 3 times. And I was like, wait a minute, let me call him. And then I read further, and I was like, oh, I get it now. All right. Tell me about this journey. All
right, so ayahuasca is an ancient medicine that's been around for hundreds and thousands of years. Originates from South America. And typically, when you go to an ayahuasca ceremony, there's a shaman who presides over the thing. And what ayahuasca is, so some people think it's a medicine. People think it's shrooms. But no, it's an ancient medicine. It's a plant. You grind it up. They make a drink out of it. And what it does is it helps people in tremendous ways. And you get from ayahuasca what you need from it.
Okay.
Everybody's experience will be different. A lot of times people who are dealing with drug addiction, they turn to ayahuasca just to help wean them off of that. People who are dealing with PTSD, they deal with that. Yeah. My personal PTSD was I lost a lot of people in a short span of time. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the way I transfer energy from human to human, if I shake your hand, you my man. Yeah. So if I walked out here and I heard something happen to Reece, I'm gonna be crushed about it. Same thing with Juicy. Bevie, I just met you. But the fact that we had some sort of human living experience, if I found out something happened, it would affect me a certain way. I'm just an empath like that. Yeah. So imagine that happening with the closest people to you in your life. You know what I'm saying? My uncle, my grandfather, my mother, Todd One, my man Garnett Reed, all back to back to back. I was just effed up over it. So sometimes we have guilt as people where we feel like, yo, what could I have done? Yeah. What could I have done more of? less of, to maybe have these people still in my life. And a lot of times it's out of our hands, but you still grieve the loss of the absence of the people not being there. So what I needed out of this ayahuasca retreat was to let me know if these people were okay.
Sound like some closure for you.
Yeah, so in this experience, I got to feel like what it was like for 3 people that I care deeply about to pass away. Like, not just like, you know, what are they thinking right now? But no, their moments. How it feels for your soul to leave your body and transition on to the spirit realm.
And you able to connect with that through this journey.
Absolutely. See, like, you ever hear people talk about the third eye, your pineal gland?
Right.
See, what ayahuasca does is it opens that up and allows you to be more of who we truly are as people. Because we're more spiritual than physical. We have a physical existence right now, but ayahuasca allows you to like balance that alchemy between the physical and the spiritual in real time.
Right.
You're not sleeping while this is happening. You're not high. This isn't smoking a joint. This is the medicine getting inside you and opening up your third eye.
I think it's opening up a part of the brain that lays dormant. We don't use 80-something% of our brain. So we can open that up. You will basically be able to unlock things that you don't really consciously know that you're attached to. You ever been like, hey, maybe I should grab this pen, and then don't grab it? Then you get to somewhere you're going, they're like, hey, can you sign your name? I should have grabbed the pen. That's called foresight, but we ignore it a lot of times. I'm with you, brother. Keep going.
Yo, Reece, a lot of times we think a lot of things are just happenstance, coincidence, but sometimes it's your higher self or your advanced self just telling you in advance that you're going to need things. See, here's the thing. Life is a line. Time is a line.
Right.
You've lived already. You've died already. The earth has began. It's already blown up. It's whatever it's going to be in the future, right? So you have the ability to really, like, you know, spiritually slide up and down that line and give yourself whatever you need to give yourself. There's sometimes like maybe you're doing something when you're way younger to prepare yourself for something that you're gonna be doing later in life, and you don't understand why that's happening until it's time for it to happen. Case in point, when I was like 5, I used to stay up. I lived in New York still at this time, right? I used to watch Entertainment Tonight. I didn't know anything about these white people. Didn't care anything about these people. But I'm like, yo, I feel compelled to watch this because I'm 5 and I feel like this is gonna come in handy at some point. Fast forward mad years later, Dish Nation comes along. Oh, okay. This was training me to understand about entertainment news and who these people are that are outside of my comfort zone that I wouldn't know about. So you can walk into a room and have a conversation with anybody. You know
anybody.
Yeah, because it's important. So, you know, so even with the ayahuasca experience, so like, you know, like you go on you have 3 ceremonies. Well, you can have up to 3 ceremonies during a trip, depending on how long you book it for. Because there are actually like 2-week-long ayahuasca trips you can go on, right? So mine's included 3. So the first night, it was about the experience of how it is for your soul to transition on. And I speak about this a lot more in depth on my podcast, Hey Crack After Hours, because like,
check it out.
I spend an hour talking about the first night, an hour talking about the second night, an hour talking about the third night. But so it allowed me to like understand what it felt like for my mother to die, my grandmother to die. And because I'm a hip hop head, I couldn't think of nobody at the time, Biggie.
Why not?
Yeah, right now. And it gave me closure. Like, oh my God, everything that we're experiencing on Earth in this physical existence, it pales in comparison to how awesome transferring on is. And we spend so much time thinking about people that are no longer here that they're good. They are so good. We're the ones who are suffering. And we don't even know it.
I think this is a trial period for what's to come. And that's just like our physical trial period. And a lot of times it's harder than it's hard and it's crazy, but it's gonna be, like you just said, it's gonna be good. You just gotta live the right way.
I mean, like, you know, sometimes, like, you know, I go as far as thinking, like, yo, maybe the physical experience is hell. Because, like, we here in America, we got it kind of good. I mean, some of us struggle and we have things we deal with. But there's people who got to dodge bombs on the way to school, and it's just regular for them. The same way we trying to, like, watch ourselves when we cross the street. And it's regular for them. But trauma and the way you deal with trauma is only relative to what you're used to dealing with. You know, there's a single mother right now caring for 3 kids, carrying groceries on her head, and juggling it all, whereas somebody whose dude just left them don't know how to deal with it because they're not used to it. But that person who's used to they just deal with it, and they don't even realize that that's trauma, how rough it is. You know?
Like, exactly. Like growing up in the hood. It's crazy. You see things that you're not supposed to really see or be susceptible to. Right now, we got Head Crack. We're talking about his ayahuasca trip, his enlightenment trip. And I want to know, how does that like for me, if I go on that trip and I'm trying to connect with a hip hop audience and come back, it would be really hard for me to quote unquote like dumb down a song or something like that. Being that enlightened, how's that struggle, brother?
That I will say is like, with all things, you kind of got to spoon feed the information, because if you would have shoved the mic in my face at like 3 a.m. on the first night after the ayahuasca experience, it would sound like the ramblings of a crazy person. Because like, I just saw the light. Like, oh my God, I get this now. I understand. Whoa. Like, you get filled with so much information that most people won't really even understand how to process that, because like we are so physical.
Used to what we're used to.
Yeah, and a lot of us don't understand our metaphysical abilities and just the way that, God wired us to do amazing things, but we are so distracted that we don't even know how to spend time with ourselves.
Yes, we bit the apple.
You stick a phone in you place your phone on the table, have nothing going on that you need to do, and count the seconds to how fast you grab your phone.
And open up an app.
Yeah, most of us
Crazy.
won't last 60 seconds.
Nope.
And sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and think and just meditate and just listen to your thoughts inside your head and stop messing up our circadian rhythm by like messing with our phones so late. Your
Talk to
body
'em, 'cause
internally don't even know what time
I
it is.
think you about to get into something else. It's creating a false light. You bit the apple. That's why the apple on the back of your phone has a bite out of it.
Bang.
We've all become Eve.
The signs are all around you. You just gotta be aware. See, Reece know.
Sometimes I know. Sometimes I don't. Ergo, part of that trip in Vegas. I didn't know. All right, we right here. We talking to Head Crack. Miss Juicy wants to throw things. That's why she went and got her bucket. She has a throw things bucket.
Okay.
Yeah, when people.
Because when Reece goes off on his little change.
It's not me. It's
It
not me.
is
I'm
Reece.
doing a lot better. It's more so Raymond. You may meet Raymond before the end of the
Shout out to Ray.
Raymond
He's in
is
spirit.
he's always here. Raymond is my alter ego. Raymond comes out when Reece has something to say but doesn't want to get canceled. So Raymond comes out when Reece doesn't want to get canceled. Raymond comes out.
All right, so for a second, for those who can't see it, because once again, radio is a sonic and not a visual medium, Raymond looks like
He's
Bert.
He's Spanish Reece.
Young Bert with
Yeah,
the
with
hot
the-
top fade. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
He can't
It is.
keep his pants up.
He can't keep his pants
He's a
up.
rapey puppet?
He's a wild guy.
Okay.
He's broken every single human resources rule we have up here at Reec Radio.
Shout out to him.
Hey man, shout out to you, man. What I do want to say this though, speedballing back into the music, and I want people to check out your podcast to get the full experience of what you went through, so maybe they can try to tap into their inner spiritual self as well.
Word.
And I do want you to get those views too. But I want to tap into the music because when I watch you rap, freestyle, you do your flow and go. When I watch you on Sway, anytime I've seen you perform, you're here but you're not.
Yeah.
I see you go somewhere else. Do you feel that? Do you
I
feel
definitely feel that. Like, there's sometimes where I'll look back in something and I'll be like, who was that took over? And I can only attribute that to, we all have a higher self. We all have a higher self. And when I say higher self, I don't mean because you smoked a joint and you're high.
Right.
No, like, we have a higher self that like governs the energies and the abilities that we have. And sometimes you may pull off something you don't know how you did it.
Well, I don't know how you pulled off when you were performing with me. Pick me up.
That's just weeks in the gym.
There we go.
Juicy's little, but she's concentrated, and it's like way.
Whoa,
Look.
buddy! The first time I was like, "Where did he come
You don't
from?"
expect that type of trunk
No,
space on a
Juicy's like a
coupe
human
like that. I know.
kettlebell.
That's a
That's what
I need one. No disrespect, Queen. You know what I mean.
Got it. But yeah,
yeah,
I
I know
do
what
feel
you
like
mean.
sometimes I tag out and my higher self takes
Yeah,
over. Like,
yeah.
case in point when I did the Sway 5 Fingers of Death freestyle. Crazy thing. Same way as I limped in here. I was all messed up. I went to New York. Like I had just like messed up my ankle again. And I'm like, yo, I need to be 100% the best version of myself today. And I sat down, I meditated before I left, walked right into the cab, no boot on, went and did the show. He's like, all right, Crack, we gonna test you, do the 5 Fingers of Death, and it went swimmingly.
Crazy.
So like that part was dope, man. So
Right.
and you don't want to fail on
Yeah.
Sway's show because
No, big, yeah.
it's forever.
Ever and ever. Ever and ever.
What's my man? Two people, Iggy Azalea, like when she
Yes.
did just boom bop. The guy, like, and then there was another dude I forgot. There was somebody I feel like he was down with, like Meek Mill.
Yeah.
and like
It was a plane
man,
crash.
struggle fest.
Yeah, for real though. But we want to do your round of applause. Go ahead and hit that hype button, Miss Juicy Baby, because he killed that thing, and it's lived on. It's lived on, so we love it, man. We're talking about Action Park. We're talking about everything right now. I wanted to ask you that personally because I see it like it's like your eyes kind of glaze over, and it's like it's a different guy right now. So I just wanted to say I appreciate that, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. Have you always been able to freestyle like that?
I feel like, and it's crazy because I don't know what the point was where all of a sudden I was able to freestyle. Like, it wasn't something that I sat for hours and hours and be like, I'm gonna learn how to freestyle.
Right.
What happened was, back in the good old days before like you could just throw stuff on the internet and sell it,
right?
You had to go to these clubs and like rap
yes.
and battle.
Yes.
And like after the show, you standing in a huddle with other rappers ciphering and freestyling. So I'm one of them people where I feel like, well, these verses belong to songs. So I don't want to say these song verses in front of people.
Right.
So let me make it something that's real, organic, and on the spot. Let me mention the girl walking by with the red hat or the black shirt or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just started like working people into the raps, and then like I noticed I would get a crowd reaction. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I won't waste my raps that I've written on people.
And they sound really authentic when you're doing it.
Yeah, I try. And the cool thing is like it's like watching somebody do a stunt.
Yeah.
Sometimes Evel Knievel will jump over the Grand Canyon. Sometimes he'll leave an ambulance. But at the end of the day, he tried it.
But we know him as being Evel Knievel that jumped over the Grand Canyon. And we're coming to see that guy.
You just got to do it once.
One time.
Then everybody will talk about the time he jumped over the Grand Canyon. And I just had another Grand Canyon moment this week. I did Wildin' Out.
Yes.
And on the Wildin' Out joint, like on the Wild Style, I took a little off the top of a few people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And they hit the horn.
I can't wait.
And and like mad people was like, yo, you killed the Wild Style joint. They should have had you as a regular. So boom, that's forever.
The legend of Head Crack grows on.
Because if it sucked, it would have sucked forever.
Ever.
But it worked out.
But you showed up. It showed out. That higher Head Crack was there.
I checked out.
There we go.
My government name was there in the first round. Like, DC Young Fly in the joint where they like be dissing you, like just with jokes. So, like, he ate me a lot.
He's a cannibal.
He does.
That's what he does.
He tapped into his higher self.
Yes, he's talented in music too, man. Shout out to DC, man.
People sleep on DC.
Yeah, we got 2 songs of his spinning right now, and the one with Chris Brown and another one. He's dope.
The fact that you can say that DC Young Fly got a joint with Chris Brown,
it's crazy. That's crazy. Right now, it's all about Head Crack, though, man. I've asked every question I want to ask. Now we just gonna talk. All right, man. So just living in this post-apocalyptic world, where you're dropping music and trying to balance that between being a dad and having to do a national syndicated show and being on Dish Nation, bro. How do you do it?
It's tough, you know what I mean? Because like you want to be everything for everybody that needs you to be something, right? And it's tough because like something's always gonna suffer, especially when you try to run at everything 1,000%. You know, like either you're gonna be completely on fire, but your radio stuff, but you haven't recorded a song in 3 weeks,
right?
Or you record a song in 3 weeks and you don't care what's happening with the radio show, or you're doing everything, but you haven't like literally looked in your child's eyes for more than 30 seconds, and like, and it's hard.
Yeah.
And I got young children, like young kids that require energy, that want to do things. Attention. You know, Fortnite watches them sometimes, but you know,
nothing wrong with that.
They also watching your bank account because they keep dropping these skins. Anybody from Fortnite is listening, you're foul and you know it, because like they keep dropping these different skin packs that the kids feel like they need. I want to get this emote, or like, hey, let me get the. It's the same thing I got before, but the hat different. Right.
So yeah, we need either an endorsement ASAP from that video game right now. ASAP. Whoever's listening,
or
call
a hack to where you could just steal stuff out of the item shop.
That's another call. We can't do that on air. We gotta. Look, I gotta.
I'm gonna keep saying wrong things like what got here with a podcast.
It's all good. Though. It's no problem. Look, so listen. My other people are listening that know about things that fall off the back of trucks. DM me. We'll get that worked out for you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
reason why he always gets some chunk that in.
I want a grandma candy. All right, let's keep going, man. Crack, man. Anything that you want to talk about before you get up out of here, bro?
Listen, man, the album Action Park is out right now, and no matter where you from, whether you from Decatur where it's greater, or you from Miami where it's slammy, I don't even know if that's a thing.
Sounds about right.
There's a record on there for you, and the crazy thing is I always love talking to people and finding out what their favorite songs are off the project, and it baffles me. And the thing is, I wanted to put out a project that spoke to you in a certain way. And because like music saved all of us. You're
Right.
here because music is the foundation
Absolutely.
of what you do. And we're all in the radio business because we like the radio. So these songs aren't necessarily engineered for commercial radio, but they're engineered for your life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you're going to work out or whether you're just riding around or just chilling, just trying to max and relax, I wanted to make a song for you. So out of 10 joints, I can almost guarantee you're going to have at least 3 that you rock with. And if you don't like it, hit me up directly. I'll send you a shirt.
You will like it. I'm telling you that right now. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. I want a shirt anyway. So can I just
Done.
say I don't like it and get a shirt?
I will physically walk up here and just bring it.
I feel like I just beat the system. I like it. Beat the system. I'm the guy with the stuff in the back of the truck. Thank you.
See? You started out as the hero, turned into the villain.
Right, there we go, man. I will be the heel today. Hey, Crack, man, I appreciate you for coming by, bro.
I appreciate you.
want you to introduce, my favorite song on it right now is Bad News, but I want you to introduce All the Way Lit right now. We're going to play it here live on the
that's my
radio.
jam.
That's Juicy song. She might twerk a little bit. I cannot, I can't take responsibility of what happens after I push
Totally
play.
understood. Is this All the Way Lit, the remix?
This is All the Way Lit.
Oh,
the
well,
remix.
let's pick it up then. So shout out to you, Reec. Shout out to you, Bevie. Shout out to you, Juicy. The song right here is All the Way Lit. It's the remix. Featuring my homie Marty, who blessed the hook and also blessed the second verse. And my homegirl Drea from St. Louis, who won the She All the Way Lit contest.
Okay.
I told a whole bunch of female MCs to give me a verse for
I
that
remember
joint.
this.
She cooked it. She ended up on the remix. Produced by my man Kelly Portis. My homegirl Kiva So Lily singing on the hook. And here it is, man, right here, Reec Radio. Who you with?
All the way lit right now, Reec Radio exclusive, the remix right here, right now on Reec Radio. Let's go.
Hey.
You're locked in with Reec.
All the way lit, I'm like, look, mama, we made it. Friends had to been faking, but they faking that and we making these moves. And they was